Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the screen on an Acer Aspire ONE 533 netbook. Here's the netbook, and you're going to need a couple of things. You'll need a couple of screwdrivers, a small flathead screwdriver and a small Phillips head screwdriver, and something like a plastic cutlery knife or a credit card or something like that. I have this little plastic thing I like to use. It'll help separate the plastic face from the screen. Now, I got my screen at screencountry.com. They were great, shipped it out really quick. You can get yours too. But before you order from them, on your 533, there's a few different version numbers. Take the battery out. You have to do that anyway. And look at this tag here. There'll be like the 533 dash and then a few different numbers there. So when you order your screen, make sure your version matches up. Okay, so on the front here, on the lower left and lower right, there are two screws that need to be removed. They're covered with plastic sort of tops on them, and use the small flathead screwdriver to pop them out. But don't lose them, you can reuse them and put them back on after. Right there and there. So pop them out. Now we'll use the small Phillips head screwdriver to remove the two front screws. Now the screws are fairly recessed into the front there. They might not come out. You can tip it over, maybe try to shake them out, but I didn't want to lose them. So I have a little magnet pickup tool, which I used to remove the screws once they were loosened enough. Okay, so now you can start prying the plastic face off the front from the bottom. Some of you might be able to just do this with your fingers. I found out near the top that the retainer clips are a bit tight, so I used my little plastic tool there and slid it in between and loosened them right up. So just pry the little retainer clips gently away from it, should just pop right off. Now the screen is sort of sitting inside a sort of a metal bracket that's attached with screws to the back of the case. Now there's 4 screws you want to remove here. They're along the sides, top and bottom, left and right. Don't remove the screws that attach the metal bracket to the plastic on the back. And they're fairly small, so you don't want to lose them. Try to keep them somewhere safe. So there's a bit of yellow tape there on the lower left, holding one of the wires in place, and it's stuck to the screen. Just peel that back a little bit, and then on the back of the screen, the wires that connect the webcam and the microphone to the motherboard are stuck against the back of the screen, so you have to peel those off sort of carefully, and then the screen should come out fairly easy. So there, the screen is just about out. It's still connected to the motherboard with a connector there in the back. So you disconnect that, but the connector is still stuck to the back there with some tape or some plastic. I just took the plastic right off because the screen's toast and I'm not too worried about it. And then I removed the connector from the plastic. You just sort of peel it back. It's sort of sandwiched between two pieces of sticky tape there. And I guess I could have just removed the tape sort of on the back, but didn't catch that. I decided to take the whole thing off. The connector seems pretty fragile, so I wouldn't try to force it too much. Be pretty gentle with it. So now we have our new screen, and connect the connector to the back of the screen. It should just slide in pretty easily there. Pop right in. I guess you could use some tape to tape that. At the time, I didn't think of that. I just connected it. Seemed like it was on there pretty secure, and didn't put any extra tape on there. So now place the screen back into the brackets there and screw up the four sides. Start to reassemble. I'm just checking to make sure that the microphone and webcam there were still in place. Now, before I did do the whole reassemble after I connected the screen, I did put the battery back in and gave it a quick test, and it did work, but I didn't videotape that part. But you'll see here in a minute that it works just fine. Easy as that. 6 screws to remove and a connector. Put it back together. You're done. Really easy. Here, just replacing those little caps that go over the screw holes on the front. You don't have to replace them, it's more of a cosmetic thing. So here we'll boot it up. There we go, posts. And Windows 7 starter, fired right up, no issues. And that's how you replace a screen on a Acer Aspire ONE 533.